What's up, everyone? I'm Duncan, and welcome to Magic the Gathering Deck. We're going to be going for my favorite deck this season, Jeskai, Super Friends. The season that's now over if you're watching this, but this deck is absolutely awesome. The theme of this deck is basically spaff a bunch of Planeswalkers out, which I love. I do love Super Friends. Play the Sarkhan the Masterless, turn them all into dragons, and swing for massive damage. The deck is pretty robust. It's not quite as robust as last episode's 4-color deck, but it's more consistent because we are only on 3-color in the mana base. Again, though, we're playing no basic lands, so we are weak to that Strip Mine deck, which is another deck I would like to feature in the future. But we have a fantastic deck for you guys here today. The all-stars of this deck are Saheeli, because she creates an artifact every time you play a non-creature spell, which includes our Lightning Strikes, our Negates, our Opt, even our Mox Ambers, which are free, our Spell Pierces, and 4 copies of Shock, as well as every Planeswalker in the deck. As you can see, we play no creatures in the main board. That is very, very deliberate. Then Planeswalker-wise, we've got Narset. She's fantastic because she searches up all our other Planeswalkers. So for consistency, Narset is absolutely vital to this deck. Digging 4 cards for any Planeswalker you want is pretty cool. She also stops your opponent from drawing cards, which is really, really good in the control matchups. It's really, really good in the mirror match. And it's super good against Hydroid Krasis, which is all over the place at the moment. Teferi Time Raveler is an all-star. Anybody who doesn't think the baby Teferi is an amazing Teferi is crazy. The tempo swing when you drop this thing, bounce a card and draw a card, is absolutely insane, as well as preventing all of your opponents from using instant spells or flashing in creatures for that matter with that Vivian Reed deck. The mono-green Vivian Reed deck running all over the place right now, which is absolutely huge. He stops people from doing that too. You've got to remember, it doesn't just stop instant spells, it makes all spells only cast at sorcery speed, which includes his flash creatures like Frilled Mystic as well. So that deck is shut down. We've already spoken about Saheeli. We have Khan, Sign of Urza. He's huge with Saheeli. Turn 3 Saheeli with, you know, a Mox Amber to make a creature, and then turn 4 Sign of Urza, and then you -2, and you've got 3 artifacts, then the -2 makes another artifact, that's 4, you got a 4/4 from Khan for 4 mana, and you've still got Khan on the field with 3 loyalty is absolutely massive. Sarkhan is our main win condition. He creates dragons, those are really cool, but most of the time he just turns Planeswalkers into dragons and swings overhead, absolutely obliterates people. 1 copy of Teferi, because Daddy Teferi is even better than Baby Teferi, and Daddy Teferi defined an entire metagame, and still is. He's still defining a metagame right now. Our removal options are Shock and Lightning Strike. These go pretty low to the ground. This helps against aggro, which is our worst matchup pre-board. Spell Pierce is good for the Esper control deck, which is running all over the place. Then we've got 4 copies of Opt. That's going to let us scry and draw. Everybody knows Opt. Everybody loves Opt as a turn 1 play. And as I said, the 2 Mox Ambers, they're free. We've got loads of Planeswalkers, so it's ramp. And it triggers Saheeli. Our mana base is pretty cool. Mobilized District is a cool card. We could replace this with 2 basic lands to make us more resilient to that Strip Mine deck, but right now I'm running Mobilized District because it's huge in the Esper control matchup. This could also make its way into the sideboard. Our 3 Deafening Clarions for the aggro matchup are supported by 1 Deafening Clarion in the sideboard. Ixalan's Binding is absolutely huge against other Planeswalker decks, so this deck in the mirror matchup, Ixalan's Binding completely shuts it down because you just bind their first Sarkhan and then they can't do anything to you. It's huge against the 4-color deck I played in the last deck tech that I did, because you just bind away their Wild Growth Walker and all of a sudden they can't play it. It's just a huge card and super important. Lyra Dawnbringer is for our aggro matchups. Super, super good. We also side in Deafening Clarion. Legion Warboss is for the Esper control deck. We just switch gears into a sort of pseudo-aggro deck by throwing in all our Legion Warbosses, getting rid of our Deafening Clarions, our Lightning Strikes, and our Shocks. And all these Legion Warbosses and Dovin's Vetoes come in, which allow us to counter their spells and then drop a Warboss who just makes goblins and swings in and goes well under that Esper control deck. And if they can't deal with him, especially if you're protecting him with counter spells, they are done. And then finally, we've got a couple of Lava Coils for Phoenix. They are here if we see a Phoenix. That's it. We play them if we see Phoenix. That is how it goes. All right, guys, we're going to try and find a game here right at the end of this Mythic Ladder. And we'll see how it goes. There we go. We're ready already. That was quick. Iceman. I've actually played him a couple of times, I believe. I recognize this name. He's had a lot of different decks, though. So we have no idea what he's playing. This is a terrible hand. This is a better hand. I think we have to keep this now. Hope we top deck a land. I don't mind Saheeli into Teferi. I don't mind Teferi into Saheeli either, into Lightning Strike. Sarkhan at the top with no red mana, though. It's going to be awkward. Narset is going to have to be bottomed, I'm afraid. We really need a land here. We're looking for that land. And really unfortunate first hand, I have to say. We might be up against the mirror, but we do have our land. We've got our lightning strike here in case he drops something we want to kill. If he's playing the, is it Drakes, which is a good deck? No, we're playing Grixis. It's Grixis Nicol Bolas, one of my favorite decks, and actually this deck's absolute worst matchup. So that deck is full of Planeswalker removal. It plays the Elder Spell as well, so it is our worst matchup. Hopefully he won't remove Saheeli. Saheeli will last a turn and allow us to drop Teferi and put in some work. But yeah, Grixis Nicol Bolas, if he gets to 7 mana, we generally lose. So we're going to have to try and win this as fast as possible. This is a deck that we side in Legion Warboss against, and we get rid of our Deafening Clarions and our Shocks and our Lightning Strikes. We do bring in Lava Coil against this for his Nicol Bolas. But yeah, we'll play Teferi Time Raveler here. And create a token at the very least. He may counter this. Ooh, he's going to bedevil our Saheeli at instant speed. We still get our counter. I'm going to -3 this to take away a Search for Azcanta trigger from him. And draw a card. And we'll play our Sulphur Fools. And we have our Shock up just in case he's playing some weird version which plays creatures. But there's the Nicol Bolas. We're going to discard our Deafening Clarion here. And then next turn we will Shock and Lightning Strike this. Because we have to remove it. That thing is an absolute threat. If it flips, we basically lose. So let's go +1 here. We'll go Lightning Strike into Shock, and we'll wish that we had Saheeli on the board to take full advantage of this, but we will swing in for 1 damage. This is looking bad. It does look like he's going to hit his mana quantities, which is a shame. There's another Nicol Bolas the Ravager. This is a huge, huge problem for us. If we manage to resolve Sarkhan next turn because we top deck land, there we go. We'll resolve Sarkhan and we'll drop a 4/4 dragon. That's going to keep him under control for a couple of turns. Unless, of course, he has one of his many, many, many removal spells to get rid of the dragon. And then he'll kill our Sarkhan, and then we're in big, big trouble. Like, huge trouble. So, it really depends. This really depends. He is going to Ritual of Soot. So, he does have one of his many removal spells, and he's going to be able to kill our Sarkhan, which is not fun. And bouncing... Oh, he's going to kill Teferi. That's interesting. I would have killed Sarkhan the Masterless, personally. Personally, I would have killed Sarkhan. We're going to opt here for an Narset. We'll take an Narset. She's going to let us search for value. She's also going to get turned into a dragon when he uses his ability. Spell Pierce. I think we have to take Spell Pierce. Turn that into a dragon and swing for 4. Next time we're swinging for 8. I think we had to take the Spell Pierce there, even though he knows we've got it in hand. It just sort of controls what he's going to play this turn. It means he's not going to play Nicol Bolas the Dragon God, because if he plays it, we Spell Pierce and he loses it. So it just gives us a turn. I think he kills Sarkhan this time, which is unfortunate, but Narset will be able to search for another card for us. So it really depends what he decides to drop here. But we are 1 turn away if he drops a land now from a flipped Nicol Bolas the Origin. Obviously, post-sideboard, we have a much better matchup against this. We're going to post-sideboard, we're going to have our Lava Coils. Post-sideboard, we're going to have our Legion War Bosses. And we're going to be able to have a much better time against this deck. So I'm just trying to sort of eke out as much information about which version of this build he has. I think, because he's playing Ritual of Soot, he's playing the much more, like, anti-aggro version. So he'll sideboard a lot. So we expect to see him taking a long time sideboarding. It's your go, my guy. We're on video. Let's see what you can do. I think he goes for Sarkhan. No, he goes for Narset. He does not want to give us cards. That's fine. Another 4 damage in the air. There's a lot of Planeswalkers in this deck that we could top deck that would really help us here. And we buried a Sarkhan. We've buried a Narset. Narset. Look at that. Look at that artwork as well. Bedevil. I'm going to make him tap out. This basically counts as countering. Oh, no, maybe I shouldn't have. No, because he wouldn't have played Azcanta if I'd done... Yeah, I think this is fine. It slows him down for a turn of Azcanta. And hopefully we top deck something good, because we're in a lot of trouble here. He has just outvalued us. And that's going to be game. He's going to flip this next turn, and then we lose. So... There's no point in dragging this out and giving him more information than we need to. We get rid of all our Deafening Clarions, all our Lightning Strikes and Shocks. And we are bringing in all 4 Legion War Bosses, both Lava Coils. I think we bring in Ixalan's Binding 3 times. I'm going to get rid of our Spell Pierces and our Mox Ambers just because I think Dovin's Veto is better than Spell Pierce here. And I think that's our deck against this. I think that's our deck here. Lyra's good, but I don't think she's worth a slot. I don't think she's worth a slot. So that's our adjustment here. We're going for a much more aggressive deck. We've got Lava Coils. Did we put in Lava Coils? I may have forgotten to put in Lava Coils, but maybe. I like this. Opt into Ixalan's Binding with Negate in hand. 2 opts. I like this. I like this hand a lot. With a Legion War Boss in the opening hand, I like this hand a lot. We'll pay 2 life to get an opt off. He knows that we have Spell Pierce, so he'll be nervous about playing things. He's going to play that tapped, so we'll just opt here. No, we need land. Ooh, another Legion War Boss. Come on, let's get some land here. I'll pay the 2 life to keep Negate up. But honestly, I think I'm opting. We're going to negate for Thought Erasure because we do not want to reveal our Legion War Bosses yet, and we don't want him to get rid of one. We'll opt for a land. So Dovin's Veto. Nope. Thank you. And just tapped because there's no point. And then next turn we're dropping a Legion War Boss even if he Thought Erases us again, which is pretty good. He's going to play Narset. That's fine. Legion War Boss is huge here. Duress, that's fine too. Teferi could be huge too, but I'm going to play Legion War Boss. Just because Duress won't hit Legion War Boss, and since he searched for a Duress, like he Narsetted Duress, which means I don't think he has a Thought Erasure as well. I could be wrong. Obviously I could be wrong. But Legion War Boss here after he sided out his removal is going to be huge. The Elder Spell. See, he sided predicting the Planeswalker deck, and we've sided into pure aggro. So he's Duressed. I don't think he has a Thought Erasure. We're going to drop another Legion War Boss next turn, which is really big. I think he gets rid of it. No, he gets rid of Narset. 1 Narset? Okay. And a Search for Escanter. I am fine with that. This can enter tapped because we're just dropping this. We want as much aggro on the board as possible. And all attack. Buff one of these goblins up. And we're just punching him in the face. And that's... It's kind of how this goes. We lose game 1 to this Bolas deck because of the Elder Spell. We side into aggro. And then we generally win game 2. So I'm going to Ixalan's Binding this. Discard Narset. My turn. We Ixalan's Binding this. You can't even play it again. And that's good game. So, game 3 gets a little messy because we have 2 choices here. We can assume he's going to side back in all his removal, and we can side back out our aggro. Or we can just go for the same thing. I think we side out Khan for Lyra. And then we leave it there. I think we do this because he's going to go low to the ground removal now. Ritual of Soot and similar. Obviously, that wipes my board. Lyra's great there, and we'll just try and play a little slower. Keep our Gobos in hand until we can protect them. Oh, Mobilized District's beautiful here, though. Let's keep this. Steam Vents. Pass the turn. Search for Escanter's fine. We'll opt on that. Another land? No. We don't need another land right now. Lyra Dawnbringer is nice here. Interplanar Beacon, because we want to play a second one, gain as much life as possible. Would really like one of my Gobos here, but Lyra Dawnbringer is great. I don't think he's going to have his single target removal anymore. So Saheeli is good here. Interplanar Beacon triggers off of this as well, so we'll gain 2 more life. And we can then bounce things. If he bedevils this, that's a shame. Nope, he's Nicol Bolasing. We will discard 1 Teferi. We will Steam Vents tapped and Teferi. It's almost insanity to bounce this to hand, but I think with the amount of land we have that we can play, that's fine. Dolvin's Veto is nice here too. I'm going to play my Mobilized District next turn because I want to start swinging. And so, Mobilized District's nice here. I really want an Ixalan's Binding to bind away this Bolas because this Bolas is a huge play for him. Let's get rid of our spare Saheeli. Let's play our Mobilized District. We'll opt here. It's going to make a token. Legion Warboss is amazing.
Here we go.
We'll play Legion Warboss. We'll turn this into a copy of Legion Warboss. Double trigger. This will buff this. And we're just getting through for damage, right? Because he'll block either the copy of Legion Warboss. Yeah, he'll block the copy of Legion Warboss, which was only a servo anyway. He'll kill Saheeli this turn, unfortunately, in the air. And we have to play this on tap next turn. So yeah, Saheeli in the air is... Oh, Liliana Dreadhorde General is a problem. But we can swing at it, right? He's going to make Zombos. Yep. Swing Saheeli in the air. Nope. He doesn't want to. Hallowed Fountain is great. Legion Warboss for red. Colorless. Colorless is the correct way to play this. -3 Saheeli, turning this into a copy of Legion Warboss. +1 to Fairy. Combat. Trigger, 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 trigger. 2 attackers. Liliana, because we have to stop her from ulting. That is very important that we stop Liliana from ulting. And just buff another goblin. I'll block the 2 with Nicol Bolas, that's fine. Hopefully we draw a white mana and get to play Lyra Dawnbringer. That'd be really nice. He'll lose his zombie. That's fine. And Liliana takes 2, 3, 4, 5. Down to 1 or 2 life. That's fine. Which means next turn Liliana dies, which is awesome. So it really depends what he's going to play this turn. Dolvin's Veto is great here, though. And if we can drop a Lyra, I think we win. I think we win if we can drop Lyra here. It's going to be a very close game. This is, as I said, the very worst matchup for this deck. I love this deck. This is the deck that I laddered all the way to Mythic with, from, like, Gold. So, I was, like, durdling in Gold, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to build Jeskai Super Friends. I found a list online. I tweaked it quite a bit. I didn't quite like the list they had. I think it was a little less consistent than this. It was a little more explosive, but a little less consistent. So I liked to add the consistency, especially in my sideboard. With the war bosses in the sideboard, I thought were really important. As you've seen in these games, they've been super important against our worst matchups. So, it is your go, my guy. Ixalan's Binding would be fine here, though. I would probably bind Liliana. Ooh, he bottomed an Ugin. He graveyarded an Ugin with Search. I would not have done that. Ugin's pretty big against this deck. He makes a Zombo. Dragon God, get out of here. Get out of here. You're not playing that card. You're not playing that card. You are not playing that card. I'm sorry. I got a servo out of it. I'm fine. He'll flip this next turn, though, which is really unfortunate. That's super unfortunate. Getting rid of Lyra there is huge. I almost would have preferred him to resolve Bolas. Ooh, that's huge. That's huge. Um... Next to combat. Trigger. Okay, how much damage is this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, that's lethal. The glitch when a Planeswalker's out, this is lethal. He has no plays. He's tapped out, and this is lethal. And there it is. So, that's how you play Jeskai Super Friends. And that's how you adjust to the absolute worst matchup for this deck. I think I'm going to call it there. I think that is a perfect demonstration of this deck. We showed dragons being made, even if they didn't do great. We showed how you adapt to an opponent. I think that's really important. I think if you've got any lesson to take away from this, losing game 1 is not the end of the world in best of 3. If you've got a sideboard planned for a certain deck, play that out. We played out our win con of our Legion War bosses. We played it really nicely. We held up counterspells when we needed to. And we ended up beating our worst matchup. I think that is by far the worst matchup of Jeskai Super Friends. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please remember to leave a like. Join the live stream, twitch.tv/DuncanCantDie, where I play this game a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!